guys, I want to talk to you a little bit about intermittent fasting and why it's so important for getting into a fat-fueled state. Now, typically when we eat food, our body goes into what's called the absorptive state for about 4 hours after eating a meal. In that time, our body's breaking down nutrients and absorbing them, and our body's main fuel during that time is glucose or sugar. It's not until about 4 hours after eating a meal that we get into what is called the post-absorptive state. And it's in that state that we're then able to go into a glucagon dominant mode. So during the first 4 hours after eating a meal, insulin is the hormone that is predominating in the body, and it's because it is the hormone of storage, and it tells the body to put and synthesize more fat to be in fat storing mode so that we have energy to access later when we need it if we don't have food readily available. It's not until about 4 hours after eating a meal that we actually go into the post-absorptive state. And in that state, insulin gets low enough that glucagon, the antithetic hormone to insulin, becomes dominant. When glucagon becomes dominant in the post-absorptive state, we then are fueled primarily by fat. Glucagon tells our body to stop making and assimilating fat and to burn fat. And as a byproduct of this, we get ketones, and that's why we're able to measure ketones in our blood in the form of beta-hydroxybutyrate. We're able to measure it in these different forms because our body is making ketones as a byproduct of breaking down fat. And that's how we can know that we're in a fat-fueled, fat-burning mode. Now, this is only if you're doing a ketogenic diet or a diet that gets you into a state of ketosis. If you're drinking or ingesting exogenous ketones, any kinds of ketones that you're taking by pills or drinks, now you may see ketones being reflected on your meter, but that doesn't mean that your body's burning fat, because your body's going to burn through any ketones that you take in the form of supplements first before burning your own body fat. Why? Because ketones actually have a caloric value. So if you are taking in all these ketones and MCT oil and all these kinds of supplements, your body's going to burn through those first before it gets to your own body fat. So if you don't take any of those kinds of supplements and you just follow a diet that is either high or moderated in fat, it gives you lots of healthy protein, and it is controlling the starches and keeping carbs and higher starch vegetables and fruits to a minimum, then your body is able to then switch into that fat burning mode more quickly. And if you do intermittent fasting, which means after maybe dinner time, you fast until later, sort of mid-morning or midday, you're then going to be in the post-absorptive state for a longer period of time where your body is burning fat as its dominant fuel. And that's why intermittent fasting can be such an effective tool to go with a ketogenic diet. When you are fat-fueled, you actually rely on food from external sources less because you can tap into your body's stored fat for energy anytime. And it makes you a lot less reliant on having to eat every couple of hours because you're fat-fueled, you're a fat-burning machine.